They don't want what we know out there. They'll never get those on CNBC. But our school system will never tell us. It does its part of the posse, fake money, fake future. Stay back. I know the game of the rich. My rich dad taught me because the bankers and the rich play a different game than what they teach you in school. All over the world, what does the school teach you about money? The answer is nothing. And that's not a mistake. That's not an accident. Most people know that the way to keep the poor and middle class working hard is to never teach them what the rich know. If you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which came out in 1997, it's what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. Poverty hurts. I don't like it, and I don't like that our academic systems are so corrupt. We know the banking system is corrupt. We know politics are corrupt. But academics are just as corrupt. It's one thing if it's the banking and politics, but this is where we send our children, trusting that they'll be taught the right things. Yet they're not taught something so fundamental. You ask your dad, "Dad, will you teach us about money?" And it was never discussed. And they never will. What do you know? Share it. What is financial education? It's not get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in a well-diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. The financial industry is two things: debt and taxes. In 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard and the US dollar became debt. Yet we still tell kids to go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and get out of debt. Who tells them to do that? That's the most ridiculous thing. The book starts and says, line number 1, saving money will make you rich. And everyone is taught that as kids. Why would you save money? Why would you work for it if they can print it faster than you can earn it? The rich don't work for money. Don't touch that stuff. It's subtle. They don't say, I'm going to train you to be a worker bee for life. But they educate you in a way that makes you come out that way. What else was my rich dad trying to teach in those first few months when I was working for him? He said, if you're going to be successful in your life, you've got to find the best teachers, and a great teacher is somebody who comes from the inside, not the outside. But in school, you don't know if your instructor is for real or not. That's where the fake teacher comes from. I said, I want you to teach me about money. He said, why should I teach you? If I teach you, you work for me for free. I said, why for free? My poor dad wouldn't understand. He said, if I pay you, you'll think like an employee. But if you learn never to work for money, you'll become a rich man. And that's powerful. Once you give someone a paycheck, their brain turns off. It's the promise of a pension and job security, which is just a paycheck in disguise. Teach a man to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. Most poor people confuse assets and liabilities. They think their home is an asset, but it's actually a liability. An asset is a noun, like a house. Cash flow is a verb. If the cash is flowing out of your pocket, it's a liability. If it's flowing into your pocket, it's an asset. I own 7,000 rental properties. Those are assets because the cash flows in every month. But many people with big houses are going broke because the cash is flowing out. It's all about a frame of mind. The number one expense for most people is taxes, yet they don't even see it. The government's got a huge hand in your pocket, and you're doing nothing to minimize it. The rich don't work for money, they understand taxes. There are 3 kinds of income: earned, portfolio, and passive. Earned income is what you make from a job. Portfolio income is capital gains, like buying a stock at $10 and selling it at $20. Passive income is cash flow and is never taxed. That's why the rich don't work for money. Most poor people don't understand the difference between these types of income. I can make $1 million and pay 0 taxes, and my rich dad taught me that by playing Monopoly, 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. It's not hard, anyone can do it if they have the financial education. The banks will give you money if you know how to use debt as money. After the crash of 2008, banks gave me $300 million tax-free. Most people can't get loans because their credit scores are too low. School teachers won't teach this because they don't know it themselves. My poor dad never knew this. You don't know if something is an asset or a liability until you see the cash flow. The government wants me to provide housing, create jobs, and borrow money because that's how money is created through debt, and I get huge tax breaks for doing so. Anyone can do the same thing with the right financial education. The rich mindset isn't about saying, I can't afford it. Instead, it's asking, how can I afford it? I have so much money because I don't say, I can't do it. When I borrowed $300 million, I couldn't do it at first, but I kept asking and improving until I succeeded. You learn from mistakes, and through failure, intelligence increases. You don't need money to make money, you just need the right mindset.